Mm-mm-mm. What's up, you guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? I don't know what happened yesterday. I was talking to myself, and then when I went back to look at the live, apparently it had stopped like streaming 30 minutes. That's how far into, that's how long I was still talking, y'all. I was still talking and nobody was there. I didn't even notice the chat stopped moving. I really didn't. Hey, y'all. That cracked me up. I was like, it said an hour and 25 minutes. And then when I looked, it was only 55 minutes. So I don't even remember what I said. So apparently that was meant to happen. Maybe I was talking too much. I don't know. We'll never know. What's up, y'all? Dana. Dana, are you here? I wanted to thank you personally. I saw your super chat. I hearted it back. Thank you for that donation. Thank you for that was very generous of you. Thank you so much. So if you here, I did get your cash app. Full moon. Is that what that is? We got full moon energy. Okay, so for those of y'all that don't know, we're gonna be doing a energy reading for everyone in the live chat. Okay. So I'm gonna connect with the energy in just a second. If you're watching this on replay, it can still resonate with you even if you're not here. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. Hey, y'all. What's up? What's up? Hey, show. New foundation. Hi. I can see names now. When I don't have my glasses on, all I see is I mean, it helps when I don't have my glasses on because I don't really get as distracted. But with my glasses on, I can see y'all names. Because before, just looking without it, it looked like chicken scratch. But yeah, I can see. I remember there was a full moon one time, and there was a cat sitting outside my house, and it kept saying, wow, wow. They all were sitting there together on the porch. It was a whole congregation of them. And they all were in a trance, mesmerized. And they were getting real aggressive. And they went from saying, wow, to they were over there, wop, 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 wop. They was fucking each other up. I was like, should we go out there and stop the fight? Should we stop the fight? I heard they get aggressive sometimes. What's up, Galactic? Nearsighted? No, I'm actually far, no, I think it's progressive. What that mean? I think progressive means I'm farsighted, but up close, I need it to be further. So down here is progressive, like the lens are progressive. So even though it's close, it pushed everybody back further enough for me to see. Yeah. What's up, Empath? Hey, Kels. What's up, Cortez? Yeah, they were beating each other up. All right, y'all ready? Oh, be safe out there. Be safe out there. All right, Spirit. What's the energy? What's the message? What's the energy for everyone in the live chat tonight? Yes, please be safe on those roads. Well, let me change that. You're going to be just fine. And so it is. Okay. All right, Pisces. Major career event. What else do you have? Taurus. Could be a Taurus dealing with a Pisces. Pisces dealing with a Taurus. Someone's Mars. If your Mars is in Pisces and you've been wondering if you're supposed to do some type of spiritually based business, that's a yes. It could be a Taurus, Sun, Pisces, Mars. Doesn't have to be like, it could be anything, holistic, yoga, but something that allows you to really explore the spiritual realm, you know, on a day-to-day basis. Allows you to have a lot of alone time for you to connect with your spirituality. Whether or not you have Pisces in your Mars placement, this is still a confirmation if you've been feeling like you enjoy being in isolation. And because this allows you to feel refreshed, clean slate. Something about being in a receptive mode. When you're able to be in a receptive mode, you're able to clear out your cachet or feel renewed. So you guys, when it comes to relationships, you need the type of relationship or job that allows you to feel spiritually in tune and protected. Because Pisces is also the energy of like dreamy. So y'all may have a tendency of falling for gaslighters and people that feed you a dream, but their actions don't reflect what they say. And so y'all may tend to also wipe people's karma clean. Like y'all may be constantly clearing out karma for other people. You could be a Reiki healer, a Pisces. You could be you could be a Reiki healer. Because that's also what Reiki healers do. They help you kind of clear out the karma, let go of things and stuff like that. Past life regression, hypnotherapy, quantum healing. Interesting. But it feels like there's a connection here where you're not really able to spend a lot of time in the spiritual realm like you need to, like in meditation. You need to go to a high mountain. You need to go in Reiki. I think the person that I should know this. I don't know his name, but pretty much like he went to the mountain often and spent a lot of time in isolation. It's kind of like how we have Reiki now or something like that. The violet flame and all those different things. So, long story short, your relationship or the demands of your current job isn't allowing you to receive your downloads that you're supposed to receive. You know, something about you're with a lover. If you met this Taurus or this Pisces, like if you guys met each other while you were getting out of a previous relationship or while you were still in that relationship, like y'all were separated, not legally divorced yet, or something like that, and y'all got together, or something along those lines. If that's how you met this soulmate, I don't think this union, this is pretty specific. Do not take this if it doesn't resonate. Like this isn't the person that you're going to be with long term. And I really don't like to say that, but I do feel as if relationships are one of those things where sometimes you'll meet certain soulmates and you are meant to be in each other's life for a period of time, but it may not be forever. And if you start businesses together, you work well together, y'all damn near brother and sister, or you know, like y'all, that's how long y'all been together. They're the sweetest pie. There's something about someone the sweetest pie. Wouldn't hurt a fly. There comes a point on a journey where if you have this spiritual purpose here, it's like that relationship wouldn't be like fostering some of the spiritual growth and evolution that your soul yearns for. And that may be where a lot of the disharmony comes from. You know? So even though okay, so you've touched source consciousness and you've removed a lot of karma. Strength in reverse is pretty much saying that you're well aware of something, but you're comfortable. Seven of Cups in reverse with the Wheel of Fortune is saying that you don't have on rose-colored glasses. I don't know if it's you, Taurus, or this Pisces, but someone here doesn't have on rose-colored glasses. Like, you've touched source consciousness. You know what's required of you. Strength in reverse. You've come a long way. You're really sensitive. Like, you're so sensitive, there's no veil. I feel like at this point, you don't have a fucking veil. And because you're so sensitive and you don't have a veil over your third eye, like that's how much light you can reflect. That's how much you can process. Okay. Having someone that knows how to protect your sensitivity when you black out or when you go through certain things, it's a comfort, right? With being able to perceive this much light from the spiritual realm, this is like borderline guru. Spend months and months, monk or nun, like in the mountain, butt booty naked, don't have to eat for days type of shit. Like that's the type of veil That's the brink. That's to the brink of you're not here. You're a ghost. So I feel like there's a connection here where this is a major event for you. And you being able to really open yourself up entirely and actually receive all your downloads, your upgrades, your activations, and stuff like that, you would be so further ahead. There's something about you would be so further ahead. And I feel like you wish that this Taurus or this Pisces could see what you're trying to do. Like you wish they could see what you can see, but they can't see what you can see. You know what I'm saying? The Five of Cups in reverse. It's a blessing in disguise. Some type of loss is going to be a blessing in disguise. Not just for you, but for someone else. Because I feel like it's going to allow you guys to remain friends, or it's going to allow you guys to remain like on good terms, speaking terms, cordial, something like that. Like maybe the pressure of being in a committed relationship, it changes from that to like, let's focus on being each other's lover. Let's focus on being each other's friend. Let's focus on those smaller things. So it's less, so we can have like a clean slate where there's less expectations. And I feel like this goes both ways. Because I do feel like, I don't know if this is you, Taurus, or this Pisces, but I do pick up this sense of you love at first sight. But being with, it's like an alien trying to be with a human. And the human is in love with this alien or something. But the human want to do human things and the alien has to leave. It's time for the alien to get on the ship. Okay, it's time for whoever this spiritualist person is to get on the ship to have a transformation. But it's like this alien don't want to leave behind the human. But the human is also, their growth is being stunted because when this alien leaves, that's when their rose-colored glasses will shatter. Whatever old perspectives they had will shatter. So if this, I'm gonna refer to this Pisces energy as an alien. So if this alien stays there and it's like, okay, well, I'll tell you what you need to know. I'll help you clear out the karma. Or this is you, Taurus. I'll help you clear out the karma. I'll help you. We can do the quantum work ourselves. We can fix it. We can do everything we need to do. It's almost like you've reached a point where you've tried everything, you've done everything, and it's continuous and it's continuous, and the rest of the work is something that the other person has to do. But as long as you're there holding their hand, this other person, the human consciousness of this other person will not grow. Because the human, by human design, this person is hardwired to learn from pain. They're programmed to learn from the loss of things. And if they never experience the loss of something, they're not triggered. The encounter, whatever this loss is, it's going to be like an encounter. And when they kind of go through the grieving process, they have an encounter with God, their level of consciousness, their God or whatever. Hitting rock bottom is what they would call it. And from there, they'll have their metamorphosis and get like a complete understanding of why they had to go through what they had to go through. But if you remove this process from this being or this sentient being being able to have that experience, if you ever are to leave this person, they'll be lost without you. And so this higher being intellect, I'm going to refer to this energy as an alien, because it's not 3D dimensional. It's more of a elevated consciousness. This human being is experiencing the world through your perception. So the moment that you unplug from this sentient being, this human being is going to go through withdrawal. This human being is going to feel as if they don't know what happened to them, how this happened. They're going to have so many questions because technically they were plugged into you as the source. Because you touch source consciousness, this person is experiencing source consciousness through you. But when you're gone, they don't know how to find it. You know? They don't know how to find it. And so it's going to register to them on a level of consciousness like pain, grief, loss. But they're meant to find the positive in the darkness. But you've been protecting this level of consciousness from the dark, from karma, from past life karma. You've just been clearing and clearing and clearing and wiping the slate clean, wiping the slate clean, wiping the slate clean. But they haven't learned for themselves. For some of you, this can be a collective thing. This could be a collective thing. It's like humanity has become codependent on substances, on because there was a great shift that required humanity to stop being codependent on each other sentient beings, other humans. They turned to other vices. Work is a vice. Spirituality is a vice. Relationship with God is a vice. All these things have become like a vice. Dang, spirit, like come on now. Yeah. Work. Like living to work. And then the spiritually evolved consciousness are working extra hard to live. It's almost like the wires have been cross-wired or something. Like the spiritualists are helping collective consciousness so much to the point where they don't have a life. And that's why they're so far removed from the human experience, because their head has been in the clouds for so long that they've perceived so much light. The veil has been removed so much to the point where it could be difficult for a lot of spiritualists, clairvoyance, clairsentience, whatever abilities you have to really connect with the collective. You may feel like you are not a part of the collective even. Like you may feel like a outside observer observing the specimen. You know what I'm saying? It's like the collective is in this petri dish and you're observing the collective from a different perspective, like from a higher perspective. And so when someone is saying like, It's time to change and shift gears and get into your daily life experience and your human experience. Oh man, that's going to be hard for both consciousness. I can see where the bridge is between the human experience and the bridge between the spiritual realm, and how they kind of meet at a mutual point, and that mutual point is the human consciousness wants to connect with someone. The human consciousness feels as if it's a sentient being that needs to be connected to someone or something, right? So they may have that type of feeling where it's like, God didn't make us to be alone. We all want someone. We all need someone. That's why God had us going 2 by 2, right? That's why it takes man and woman. It takes two. That's the human perspective, right? And so if they're single, okay, because it's coming up the Taurus canal. If they're single, denial. Denial is a river. Dang. Okay, so that will mean you've taken my person from me, you've taken my love from me, you've taken a partnership through romance from me, a lover. And so can only connect with something through the collective consciousness. It's a way to get close, to at least get through the day. You know what I'm saying? To at least be able to get through 24 hours. The collective consciousness has become a lover. That intelligence, the collective consciousness, has become a lover. And so that same codependency, obsessiveness, is translating into collective consciousness from a interdependent realm. But there's a part missing, okay? And the part that's missing is it's like the collective consciousness is only a halfway house. It's not a permanent location. It's a halfway house. You come in, you rehabilitate, and you get back out there. It's a halfway house between heaven and hell. It's a proverbial middle ground, the eye of a storm. But with Pisces is also source consciousness. It's like the last stop, the 12th house, be right there. So they're pretty much saying if you go any further or you stay any longer and you try to be in denial for too long, the only other place to go is back to source. You know? And it's not your time yet, is what Spirit is saying. It's not your time yet to cross over. I think I did a message about this last year where Spirit said some spiritualists or some people that's been in the spiritual realm are going to be called into more 3D spaces of spirituality, right? Being a barber, you're a healer. Being a makeup, beauty, hair, anything that deals with people coming into your chair, having an experience, and walking away feeling like, wow, I enjoyed that service, or wow, I enjoyed that experience. You are a healer. You are still performing wonders. Those jobs are valuable. Those positions are necessary. The more and more and more we become detached from our human experience, it's like we're missing the bigger picture. And so Spirit is saying that you can always come back, but it's like a bridge over troubled waters. Yeah. So it's like a bridge over troubled waters. Instead of being in denial, use it as a bridge to get over your troubles. And then you go back into the water. Yeah. Because if sentient beings aren't able to experience Christ consciousness in a tangible way, it makes it less and less and less real. So when people like you guys come to the spiritual realm, you get what you need, and then you take that information and you go and allow it to pour through you, that those infinite waters to pour through you while you're being barbers, hairstylists, nurses, CNAs, whatever it is that you do, sales associates, actors, singers, writers. More and more people will be able to experience Christ through you. That consciousness. And it will be a healthy reminder to humanity that God is always with you versus God not being where you are. And that's not a true statement because God is in everything and God is everywhere. Less and less people want to operate as a vessel or be used as a vessel for God's work in that capacity. Because of it being a major sacrifice. And one of the major sacrifices of being someone that inspires the world on a mass level typically ends in martyrdom, right? And that in itself can start to feel as if you sacrifice, every guru, every spiritualist, every major person that has been extremely influential or ascended in that capacity has had to give up family, has had to give up, they heal the world, but they're unable to heal their own immediate family or their immediate children. It's one of the things where it's not balanced. This is an area that Spirit is working with to bring balance between these two perspectives. Because we can't have all these spiritualists out here not having a life. We can't have that. Spirit's like, that's not healthy. And then we can't have every average person trying to be a spiritualist. That ain't healthy either. But one of the major symptoms, I feel like this is a symptom or a side effect to consuming the social media perspective of the perfect life. It's one thing to say the American dream or have the perfect life. From an old school perspective, it's something that was said And because social media and the internet wasn't as popular, you didn't really have many people to constantly see and reference it to or to compare it to. So you had to go within about it, right? And you had to figure out what that looks like for you. But in modern day technology, before we go within now to figure out what that looks like for us, we refer to pictures in magazines, pictures, social media pictures, and power couples and narratives. And all of these are narratives and examples of people that have chosen to share their narrative. But it's also important not to get too far removed from the reality that you are still an active participant in the story of life, that you forget to create your narrative. What is your narrative? To manifest your narrative and to live it out. So that the grass is never greener somewhere else. You know, the grass must be green underneath you. And this is why Spirit isn't trying to punish humanity by saying, be your authentic self, be your authentic self, be your authentic self, and stripping you from everything that you were once conditioned to know, but rather to help you see that underneath all those layers and all those conditionings, if you know your soul and you know who you are, it doesn't matter where you travel, the grass will always grow underneath you. But the only way to know that the grass is always going to be there with you and it's always going to grow lush and beautiful underneath you is if you remember who you are. And so once you've identified at that halfway house between heaven and hell who you are, and you remember what you've forgotten through that introspection and that reflection, now Spirit needs you to transition and live out the simulation and practice. Now you got to add a little bit more. You got to apply a little bit more. You got to create if you take something away, you have to add it back. In this realm, the tangible realm, you can't have negative without positive. You can't have positive without negative. So whatever you take out, you got to replace it with something else, or you can get lost in the sauce between who you used to be and who you want to be and not knowing who you are again. So it can have a side effect. You understand? You know what I mean? That's pretty much what they're saying. Because you want to get any closer, you're going to obliterate. You want to get any closer. You're on the staircase to heaven. It's only on the other one way to go. That's out of here. So I feel like as a way to help humanity through this process, a lot of lovers, a lot of soulmates have come together. Think back to the day. Have you ever, I'm not saying it's the point or pick, but for those of you that either are with someone now or you got with someone, and maybe you were with someone first and then that didn't work, and then you got with someone quickly. You know, love at first sight, passionate. But technically it would be considered a rebound between the past person, the last person, and this current person, or vice versa. If you've ever done that, typically those type of soulmate connections, Spirit is saying, if you've ever been in that type of soulmate dynamic, those connections are intelligently designed for opposites to attract. But it will always be one level of consciousness and another level of consciousness. Alien human or human alien type of dynamic. An alien, I'm just referring to someone that y'all think totally different. Night and day. You know? Where y'all would have struggled, where one is like, I can't believe this is my life. This person is slow. I think something's wrong with them. And the other person would feel like, why are you so unhappy? Am I not enough? And so that dynamic would play out for you both to kind of learn. Because when a person has so much evolution inside of them, they can typically become bored of being alone, that they connect with anything. You know what I'm saying? And so it's never really love, but it comes off as love because it's just trying to connect with something, you know? And the other person would be, you know, trying to connect because they don't want to miss out, trying to connect because they feel like, and that's where you get that dynamic of like opportunist energy a little bit. But both of y'all are technically opportunists. This could also be the dynamic between empath, narcissist. And y'all would interchangeably kind of swap roles sometimes. And it'd be a constant duel between the more sentient being trying to prove to themselves that they are not less than, or something like that. But this is also the connection. This is also the connection that would teach you to work on your mental health. This is also the type of connection that would push you to be of service, you know, in so many different ways. Y'all would go through a lot of challenges financially. Y'all would go through a lot of challenges collectively, you know, where some, for like the one person, their family may not want them, they may encourage this person not to be with you because you're controlling or whatever, or be with the other person. There would be some opposition. It's almost like the sentient being would have family that can tell that the other person is alien, not like them, or the other person is, they have no family, they have no home, they're a wanderer, okay? And so that family probably would struggle with accepting the alien. So if you ever felt as if your partner's family they never accepted you, they never included you, but you felt as if you were constantly trying to prove to them that you are like them, or prove to them like you belong. And it became like your major job and top priority to fit in. It's because that sentient being is pretty much already lost. You know, they're already a lost soul. Because they're still under the program of whatever group think they were programmed to. And so here you are, they would view you as they would view the elevated consciousness person as a virus to that group think. You're like a virus to that collective group think that they raised their child to believe in. You would undo that. And so they would be constantly interfering in your relationship, trying to convince their collective one to not deal with you, to keep it strictly business, to go in another direction. Very interesting. Whatever this sentient being believes that they see in you, their lesson in this connection is for them to realize that what they see in you, what they feel is missing, they already possess. Even outside of their collective group consciousness, whether it's their creed, their religion, whether it's their race, whatever group think it is, minority, whatever. Even they have what they think they need outside of that collective. And so your absence only poses a necessary question in their consciousness long enough for them to determine what that means for them. I don't even know what I just said, but okay. So if you stick around the more evolved consciousness, waiting for this person to, like, if you hold space for this person to maybe one day come around to their own self-awareness, self-epiphany, whatever, you would lose yourself in the process again. And so the biggest lesson for the alien being, right, is for y'all to learn that you don't have to know. You don't have to know if they're ever going to get it. You don't have to know what's going to happen with them or what's going to happen next. The hardest thing for y'all to do is to not know. The hardest thing for y'all to do is for y'all not to have a problem solved, a formula to a equation. That's the hardest thing for y'all to do. And so you seek answers, but the answer is right in your face, as clear as day. And that is, there is no answer. And because that's the hardest thing for you to accept, that is why it's the answer. Because y'all are like, y'all have this brain where it's scientific, you know? You got to make sense of things. And so you'll go on this whole spiritual journey to make sense of something that's very, very simple. Very simple. So now you take what you don't know or you do know, and you let go. Now, some of you guys, you have a book waiting. Some of you guys, you have, a movie, a song, a new scientific formula to cure something. I mean, these are the type of connections where y'all be inventing the new drug on the market that helps you, it's like, it's like you come up with the next medication to cure this type of problem. Man, y'all gonna invent some type of time machine. Goodness gracious. Ah. Can I tell you this? One day, this human being is going to Your absence. I'm not saying this to make you like, okay, to make you go out there and look for attention and move on and exact your whole plan and pinky in the brain shit. No. One day, this person is going to be able to hear the voice of the Holy Spirit within, angels, you know, and it's going to sound like your voice. I don't know who this is for, but one day, the person that you've been trying to help out of a dark place, or the person that you've been wanting them to see find their way, because I do feel like there's love here. They're going to get out that rut. They're going to get out of that funk. And for them, one day they're going to say it was the voice of an angel. I don't care whatever happens between you and another person, but your love is regenerative. It is. You resurrect people from the dead. Dead consciousness, dead everything. It's regenerative. You know? And one day, the day will come, and this person will take it day by day, and they will focus on their health, and they will improve. And it's like a beautiful, epic love story that ends with someone finding their way. All those times where you thought you were talking, like your words were falling on deaf ears, there comes a moment where this person, it's your voice that they remember, that gets them through their darkest hours without you being there. It is. Yeah. So this connection, the changes, all these different things, is blessing in disguise. It's a beautiful ending. And you would have done like service. Like Spirit is saying, those of you that have had to walk away, all of this is being recorded. Like there are supernatural beings on the other side, and they are all reviewing the tapes, and they are looking at everything, and they want to congratulate. They want to tell you they know how hard it was to let go of this person. They all experienced the emotions, your Akashic captured this shit so well. It has moved realms. Okay? It has moved realms, and they want you to know that your service has been epic on all levels, and you're so humble, and you don't care. They watch your everyday life experience, and they see the attention you don't get. They see that you have no help in so many areas of your life. Like you really are a seahorse, you know? You carrying your own everything. You know, you doing both roles. Like you ambidextrous, that's what they call it. You have really transformed the meaning of human relations. And even through all of that, you show up for so many people. Even through all of these different things, you still every single day of your life, you still remain astute, ready for anything. And you don't ask for nothing. Leo in reverse is pretty much saying you ask for nothing. Leo energy is attention. All eyes on me. You don't care for it. Which shows, even if you have Leo in your chart, it shows that you know how to turn certain things on and turn certain things off. You know how to work with all aspects of your birth chart. You know how to work with all aspects of yourself. You adapt. You came here to explore, and you've explored the human condition. And you've recorded a lot of your experiences. Like, all that information has been sent back. And so now Spirit wants you to get ready, my divine beings that have been sent here to have a human experience, but you know you're not human. You're not human. You're really not. You're really not human. But you came, you took on a body. And you chose to forget who you were before you incarnated. So you can experience the whole good, the bad, the ugly, the pain, the blessings. And you've been a wonderful observer of humanity. And we would like to report to you live that your next chapter in your life, it doesn't end this way. You've been of service, but it doesn't end this way. You will live out the remaining of your years no longer having to be of service in this way for humanity. Okay. Because those of you in this live are transitioning into a divine union. And your pair has already been determined. Y'all determined that before y'all incarnated it. And once you were to be of service for the 666, which is the activation of DNA in human evolution, once you were to be of service of that, you would then transition into the other half of your existence, the remaining existence here, your human experience. And that looks totally different. And they have left a lot of those details out because some of y'all are still connected by way of a job. Let's say your job requires you to connect with this level of consciousness, right? Think of this level of consciousness like how do I explain it? This is the way we ball. Okay, so this is the way it's set up. You don't even have to be still involved with that particular human being that you connected with, that particular lover, soulmate, for that collective group or that consciousness to still connect to you. That level of consciousness, that person represents an entire bubble, a whole pod of souls. Think of it like one nice big nut, with a lot of babies. Since we're talking about creation, right? And they all, it's a lot of them. A little bit of you, but it's a lot of them. It's way more sperm on it's way more baby count on the earth than it is you. Y'all divine beings. The numbers are different. So you can go to your average job in the same collective consciousness that was connected, that's programmed, it's an operating system. And the person that you were romantically connected with, they're at your job. It's like they live out here, you know? They're everywhere. Raid. They're everywhere. And everywhere they are, it's still observing you because you're a foreign. The body, think of collective consciousness like a human body. The human body is designed to find foreign objects. Your body will either adapt to a foreign object or it will attempt to attack it, right? White blood cells, red blood cells. Y'all know how this works. It's a body. And so you're like a virus, okay? And according to this body of consciousness, it has determined that you are foreign. You feel me? And so every person connected to this level of consciousness is looking for you. You in spiritual witness protection. Okay. They done had to disguise you multiple times and try to pass you off like, I'm here, Osmosis Jones. It's like they done put you, they done dressed you up like one of the blood cells so you could blend in with the locals. Okay. But according to this body of consciousness, it wants you off its planet. It wants you out of its body. It wants you away from its consciousness. The level of that consciousness is protecting itself from people like you. From divine beings like you. You know, it's so interesting. When I was a young girl, I didn't personally have to do it, but like my mom and like all the elder women in the nation, they had to, they would go from door to door and they would pass out pamphlets, do you know that Yahweh is God and all the children of the Most High? And they would pass out pamphlets. And there was a time where I walked, with these elder women, all dressed in white, so forth. And just for saying God is Yahweh and even mentioning that, they would spit on you. They would throw stuff. They would do a lot of things. And it was very taboo at the time, growing up, to refer to God as anything else than Jesus Christ. And many, I wouldn't call it protest, but like growing up, like seeing it on billboards, putting like the Hebrew letters everywhere or wearing white, we stuck out like a sore thumb, right? It was bad. Like, people really treated you like shit. Very, very much. And now I'm an adult. It befuddles me when I see, like, they got the name Yahweh on t-shirts at Shein. The pastors, the same ones that were standing there and saying false prophets and all this different stuff, and it's a lie and that's not true. They be acknowledging it in their church. So from observing it from a child of how resistant humanity can be to an idea or a concept that they don't agree with, they would harm you. You, your kids, it didn't matter. Those were some serious times growing up, especially to do those types of things within a system. Long story short, I said all that because that feels like something similar here. And it feels like it's the concept of spirituality and the name of God and what that is, and this taboo realm of introducing concepts of source, angels, divine beings. It's like I'm witnessing it all over again, all over again. It's the same thing. Nothing is new under the sun. But I feel like this type of stuff, it only happened with this level of consciousness. You know what I'm saying? It only happens with like the lost souls, because lost children, lost souls, it only happened with them, and they be fixed the best. You know what I'm saying? They be fixed the best, because I don't see, and I observe this all the time, you don't see Japanese, Asian, you don't see them in strife this way. Nor, that's a foreign concept, that's a foreign belief. But I can guarantee you, this collective consciousness will recognize it like respect. I salute you. I'm going to, go the opposite way. We don't even have to get into it. Respectfully, I don't want no smoke. They won't even think twice. And you know how they don't think twice? Because when they go into the Chinese restaurant, they happy. Their stomachs are happy. When they go into the nail salons, it don't matter what language they speak in, they still gonna get their toes done. And they have their altars and they have all of their stuff set up, and they practice out loud, proudly. You know what I'm saying? But it's something in the water with this level of consciousness here. It's something in the water. It's rooted deep. It goes back. It goes way back. They be having it at the front door. You don't walk past. They got coffee on the altar. They coke. Whatever they eat that day, it's on that damn altar. Promise you. And guess what? Everybody's still coming back. And it has something to do with cancer, optical illusion, brainwashing, magic. The greatest magic trick ever performed was to get a whole level of consciousness to forget who they are. and to be unable to hear, to be unable to receive and hear the voice within themselves. Literally fixed them real good, broke their whole spirit, lost. And then here y'all come, these divine beings, taking on a human body, star seeds. Y'all went to the crazy of conscious. Y'all went to that consciousness where, whew, the things y'all saw, I'm talking like it is bad. Because hurt people, which means this level of consciousness would have been mimicking by genetic, without even knowing it, the same oppression, the same tactics that was used on them, predating their ancestors onto you as the divine children, which means y'all would have either witnessed or directly experienced abuse to the fullest in a wild way, an immense amount of wild ways from your own kind in the same house with you. Because hurt people, which means if someone's hurting you from a oversoul perspective, y'all came here to heal ancestral trauma. You feel me? Good night. So it's your season. It's your turn. You did a good job. Status, divine union. I'm telling you. Your divine union, let me tell you what your divine union is supposed to do. You will be discriminated on. Whoever's this alien energy, divine being, you will be discriminated against. Discrimination. All right? Your divine counterpart is supposed to come in at a point where you're being discriminated against. So, divine beings, y'all have been psychically attacked, y'all have been all types of stuff. You know, it's your turn. And you're not supposed to have to inspire anyone to come find you and rescue you. Your divine being, your divine counterpart is supposed to come to your defense. That's the way it was written. That's the way it's going to happen. And that's on period. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm going to end the live. I have to answer this. Hold on.